All right, guys. I am so sorry. I'm on my knees, oh. When I no vex, I beg. I am very sorry for keeping you guys waiting. Oh, Biko, dan Allah, ẹ dákun. Sorry for the what do we call it now? The inconveniences on your side. Don't worry, I'll make sure we cover a lot tonight and we'll make it fun by God's grace. You are all welcome to another class, another version of our GST101 preparation. After tonight's section, we have just one more, which is on Saturday. Yes, on Saturday. Then, okay, it's like you guys said this on Tuesday, you're having it, not Monday. If it's on Tuesday, you're having it, that is fine. That means we still have one more class on Monday. Because I want us to use Sunday to prepare for GST 103. So I think we've talked enough. Let's go straight to business. We'll start with short reading. We'll just take a topic from module 2. We'll take a topic from module 2, dwell on it, and then go to our mock exam for practice. That is what we'll be doing tonight. So let me share my screen so that while we are waiting for setup, kindly remind us the characters of scientific text. Let us list them. The characters of scientific text. Yes, in the chat box. While you are waiting for this my screen to come up, let's list the characters of scientific one after the other. The characters of scientific text one after the other. Yes, I'm waiting for you guys. While my screen is trying to display, let's be doing that. We are waiting for the document to load. Make sure you invite your friends. So those of them that are not attending marathon class, I just pity them small. God will help everyone, but it's good you study. It's good you study. Yes, you guys are already dropping them. Scientific text, they are more formal. Okay, that is the only one I've seen though. This more with fact. It's only Mr. Case that is online. Mr. Case, thank you for the other day and welcome tonight. Is it the only one that is online? Okay, Gabriel says, Gabriel Chiamaka, they are factual. Good evening, my class captain. Scientific, they are technical. Thank you for that. Damilola Akinyemi, you made a valid point. Kemi Samuel, you are welcome. Every one of you, good evening. Edet Destiny, good evening. How is your husband doing? I hope you guys have fixed a date for your wedding. Congratulations in advance. I've not seen Dora and Big Eva. Okay, I've seen Big Eva. Big Eva, you are welcome. Where is your wife? You are okay. Dora was even the first person to message me. Dora, you are welcome. Because I don't want husband to be in class, wife is not in class. All right. Kenneth, you are welcome. Destiny, I know you are not married, but we have given you to, what's the name? Solomon Samuel in our last class. So to me, I believe you guys should be making preparations for your wedding by now. All right, let's wait patiently for this thing that is loading so that we can get to business. They are precise. You guys have not given me the full characters. You are just mentioning them one by one. Don't forget, as soon as you join, before you join the chat, give our video a thumbs up before you open the chat. If you have opened the chat already, close it, go and give the video a thumbs up, then you come back to the chat. Thank you for doing that. God bless you. Okay, so we have a lot to do tonight, but we want to cover another major part that exam usually come on in the material. So after we cover that, we move straight to another quiz section, and that will be all for tonight. I've not seen Solomon Daniel, Solomon Samuel rather. I'm waiting for him because his wife is already denying him already. We didn't need to come and answer us. Scientific texts are usually a mixture of verbal and non-verbal forms. Thank you. So what is the meaning of verbal form and non-verbal form? Let's refresh our brain. I think in the last class we've talked about non-verbal form, what it means, what kind of things fall under non-verbal and the ones that falls under verbal. So let's get to business. And I think my screen is almost done loading. We'll soon see the material. But I want you guys to, you know, thank you, Akinyemi. That is valid. Under the use relationship, that is good. But I've asked another question. Non-verbal and verbal, what do they mean? So here is where we are going to today, module 2. Our concern today will be in module 2. So that module 2, I want to check. I want to check that module very well. The place that I talked about, we need to draw a very thin line on skimming and scanning, make you guys understand the concept and different ways they can twist questions on skimming and scanning. So let's take skimming and scanning, 3 units tonight. I hope you have prepared your mind and your soul and your body. All right, the first thing we'll be talking about tonight is skimming and scanning. Previously, we've discussed about reading text. And under the reading of text, we've talked about the going to meet in academic life. And we've talked about the narratives. We've talked about, apart from the narratives, we've also talked about the second one, the ones that are more formal than, somebody mentioned one of the characters that they are more formal than narrative. That is not even a scientific, it's not the character of scientific text. That one is a character of, what was it called now? I think I've overworked myself today. Narratives. What's the second one that is more formal than narratives? But where are they now? I'm not seeing you guys. I hope my network is fine. Thank you, Daria. Can you hear me? Thank you. My brain is overworked. I was actually coding before you guys called me for class. That was why I say, let me finish what I'm doing in a bit. I've not even finished it. I have a load of work on my desk. All right, expository. We've also talked about the characters of expository, the characters of narratives. So your text can come in form of narratives. They can come in form of expository text. Then they can also come in form of scientific text. Another one is they can come in form of description. And that description, we may not fully talk about them in this material because I don't think they dwell much on that in this material. I think that should be in your maybe GST102 or so. But description is when you are describing something using figures, using uh different type of things, like you are using sizes, their weights, the weight of objects. So when you are describing things, you use quite a lot of things. But I think that one is mostly in GS102. Let's not go to that one, since the only one they give you in your material is narratives, expository, and scientific text. So another important thing we need to learn is skimming. I know that most of you by now, you basically know what skimming and scanning, what they are, their functions, and what they do in reading. Don't forget that This whole material GST101 is basically going to teach you two things: listening and reading. How to listen very well and how to read very well. So at the end of this course, all through your semesters, your remaining semesters, you should be able to read very well, the right way a person is supposed to read. Why? Because you have gone through GST101, a course that have taught you how to listen to someone who is teaching, someone who is giving a speech, someone who is talking on something, giving you some seminar talk and the rest of them. How to listen and get the best out of whatsoever the person is giving you, and also how to read on your own. When you pick up a book, how do you read it? When the book is a story, what kind of concentration should you use when you are reading a story, and so on and so forth. So those are the things you'll be talking about in this course. So let's go to skimming and scanning. We are just going to do it as fast as possible, because that is not time on. I believe we have done it over and over again, so it should. But before we start, let me ask us a very small question. I want to see those that have already gone through this material. What is skimming? Skimming, I need now. Let's go off material a bit from your own point of view, from what you've learned in GS. What is skimming? Just tell me what you know skimming to be. Yes, that's a general question. Or what kind of reading activity will you be engaging in for us to say that you are skimming? What is the unique point in skimming? Re- Reading to get main idea. Okay, Mr. K said that skimming is reading to get the main idea, okay, from a passage. All right, is that skimming? Skimming is the fastest reading. Okay, you guys know a bit about it. That's okay. Mm, but if you say skimming is its fastest reading, how about scanning? From my own point of view, Damilola is saying that it basically refers to getting a general idea, overview of, and gist of a reading or whatever. Skimming is reading to get general idea. Thank you. You guys are just giving me the writing now. So those of you that are saying faster speed, we will practice it now. You will know whether it's skimming or scanning. Well, sometimes your material they say skimming rather. Fastest reading speed to get a general overview. You can't really score scanning reading. You understand? So that is why skimming is the fastest reading speed. All right, let's go to something very serious. You already know the meaning of skimming. Let me give you a very short scenario for you to understand better. If your friend returns, let's not use your friend now, your sister who is in another school returned home from lectures today and said, there was this book our lecturer mentioned that's one of the hottest book in town. The book is very interesting. You understand? And the title of the book is How to Excel in Open University. Now, all your sister has just given you is just an overview. In fact, your sister has not even given you an overview yet. You just said that there is a book, this is the title. But there is a question that will be in your mind. What would they write in the book? Okay, me that I'm in an ODL settings now. What is the book going to offer me? How will I succeed as a student learning in an online classroom? So when you pick up the book to start reading, it's not really reading. Like you just open chapter one, you read like the first line, you look for the main points there. What is this? Okay. You just start flipping the pages, flipping, just to know what is the main thing the person is discussing in the book. All you are doing, you are skimming the book. You are skimming the book. Because your friend already gave you the hints that the book is interesting. So you want to find the point of interest in the book. So you are just flipping the page. It's not like you are reading it back to back. You are just flipping the page. Once you open the page, you quickly check. Okay, is this okay? This is the main point here. Then you may not really read everything. You just want to get an overview. What is the book all about? Sometimes, in fact, you just open the introduction page and go to the summary of the book and read to get the overview. That's when you are skimming the book. So that when generally somebody asks you about the book, you can say, oh, the book is talking about reading effectively and clinical. You just tell the person like that. It's not like you really read it. So if they ask you what is on line 40 of page 20, you will not be able to answer it because you skimmed the book. Just general overview. That was what you were looking for. But what if your lecturer says in this GST 101 there is a part of it that talk about sound and morphology, or that talks about morphology? Then you were arguing that no, I've checked that book before, there's nothing like morphology there. So you now decide to open the book and start looking for morphology in the material. You have something in mind that you are looking for. It's only that thing you are looking for. So when you are looking for it, you are not really reading left to right or right to left, which is a normal order of reading. You'll be reading back to front, front to back, top to bottom, bottom to up, because all you are looking for is just one word. So it's not the order of reading. You will just be looking around everywhere. You are looking for one thing. That is scanning. You are scanning the book. Yes, very rapidly, just locate an important information. So those of you that attempted TMA yourself, what you were doing when you were looking for the answers to TMA questions, all you were doing then was you were just scanning your course material. That is why they say that TMA is very important. It helps you to prepare for exam, because while you are looking for those main points from your question, when you are looking for them in the material, you are actually scanning and you are reading. So guys, enough of that. From the introduction alone now, you understand vividly the difference between skimming and scanning. One is you picking up a book generally to get what is the main thing the book is talking about, skimming. The other one is you having something in mind that you are looking for, an information in mind that you want to search for in the book, and then you just reading rapidly, your eyes going to and fro, back and forth on the book or on the pages of the book. That one is scanning. So that is a thin difference between the two. Thank you, Mr. Case. So introduction, I think we don't need to read much on that. Talk about skimming and scanning. So I have a question for us and I need you guys to answer it. So you just help me drop the answer as just drop the answer. Yeah, you see it now. You see it. Everybody online should answer. The question says there are two related reading skills that are useful for pleasure and academic purpose reading. Mention them. Dash and dash are two related reading skills that are useful for pleasure and academic purpose reading. What are they? What are they? So we'll start with skimming. The question is there for us to answer. So guys, please attempt the question. Dash and dash are two related reading skills that are useful for pleasure and academic purpose reading. Thank you, Esther Holmes. Thank you, Chidera. Thank you, Kadri. Thank you, Blessing. Yes, you guys are nailing it. That's awesome. So now let's go to the main thing. The material is before us. I will need to read. Let me bring it up a bit so that we'll be able to see it better. Now we want to talk about. Oh, I think this is too much. It's too much. You are likely not going to say it like this. It's better the way it was before. So you should now let's talk about skimming from the material, because you don't know where the questions will definitely come from. You should recognize three main reading purposes. The slowest speed is what you call the study speed for proper understanding of what you read. So I think we all know that the study speed is the slowest. The one you use to read for exam, when you are studying for exam, The kind of reading speed you use, you understand, is the study speed, and it is the slowest because you need proper understanding of what you are reading. So your speed will be slow. So that is why we call it the slowest study speed. The slowest study speed. Your speed will be very slow when you are reading for exam. That is the study speed. I've dropped a question in the chat box. Let's try to answer it. So, first of all, the speed you adopt in reading will one of the reasons that determine the speed you adopt in reading is the purpose of reading that material that you want to read. So the purpose will determine whether it is the slowest speed you will use, or the average speed, or the fastest speed. Well, the slowest speed is for studying for exam, reading for preparing for an exam, the study speed. We call it the study speed. The slowest speed is also known as the study speed, and it is a type of speed we use to prepare for exam. One. Now, at this reading level, you are expected to have a high level of concentration and high level of understanding. That is why it is very slow, because you need to have a high level of understanding and concentration that will make your pace, your speed, to be slow when you are reading, because you want to know, you want to retain what you are reading. So it needs to stick long and it will take time for you to understand. Now, your attention should go to details in the reading passage. These details are to be remembered. Next reading speed is the one usually called average speed. Let me expose this average speed to us now. Average speed is the one you use for novels, you use for storybooks, you use for any form of reading that is pleasurable reading. You are just reading for pleasure, you use average speed. So when you are asked in exam that somebody that wants to read My First Day in School, or My Kinikan in School, or The Joy of Motherhood by Kinikan Chinua Achebe, or whatever, that kind of reading you use average speed. Any form of reading that is dealing with novels, storybooks, just know that what you use to read it is what? Average speed. This speed you should use for books or reading materials that are important and require intensive reading and comprehension, but that are easier than textbooks. A large number of novels are read at average speed, depending on the enjoyment obtained from them. So that is average speed for us. The first one we talked about is the slowest speed, which is the study speed, the one you use to prepare for exams. The second one is the average speed, which you use basically for novels or materials that are not so cumbersome like that, like they are less cumbersome, so you can read them and quickly understand them. They are not school textbooks that you are reading for exam. So those are the ones you use. But basically, don't forget that when you see a question that asks you about the kind of speed or the type of reading speed you will use to read a storybook or a novel, your mind should go straight to average. That is the purpose of preparing for exam here tonight. Now, the last one is the last reading speed, which is the concern of this section of this unit, of the unit, is the fastest reading speed. This is called skimming. So guys, what is your material? What is the fastest reading speed to the material? So when you see it in the exam, well, I don't know what they'll ask you, but I'm very sure these are questions you will meet. They will not bring your questions from mass. So if you know all this concept, my guys, you're already passing your exam. Yes, skimming is the fastest reading speed according to your material. The fastest reading speed is skimming, because you just want to get a general overview. The reason why we can't really call scanning reading is that scanning is not really reading. You are just looking for something, you understand? So the ones that qualify as reading is skimming, because in skimming you are actually reading. It's just that your speed is very fast and you are just trying to get the general thing the book is all about. So the fastest reading speed, skimming. Yes, that is because, thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, because sorry, Chiamaka, I think that is because your NOE 107 scanning as a reading speed. You understand? Because if you put them near each other, if you want to call scanning reading speed now, that means scanning will take the place of. So when you are doing GS101, your fastest speed remains skimming. The day you are having NOE 107, your knowledge may have to change a bit from skimming to scanning, but now we are dealing with GS1. So the fastest reading speed by your that is why you see, when I was saying it, I was saying by your material, because if you look at it generally, the fastest one we say should be scanning, but in this material, scanning is not regarded as reading. So skimming is used to get a general idea, impression, overview, or gist of the reading materials. So skimming requires rapid reading, which is often used when you want to obtain idea quickly. So let me probably ask us a very short classwork so that we know if we have been following. So far so good. We have talked about how many types. Oh, sorry, I think I copied the wrong thing. Sorry. So hold on, I'll drop the classwork now. I need everyone online to contribute to this classwork. What's the answer to this classwork? You have it now. Oh, sorry, Kenneth. I think that should be your network. Probably you should leave the meeting and join back. You can leave it and join back. Okay, so that is skimming. So far, so good tonight, guys. We've talked about 3 different reading speed. And let me give you a very important statement. The type of reading speed you will adopt, the type of reading speed to adopt while reading is dependent on the purpose of reading. The type of reading speed you will use while reading a particular material is going to depend on why do you want to read, the purpose of reading. The purpose of reading will determine the type of reading speed you will use. Well, I think having done that, we've done justice to skimming and scanning, because okay, no, that is, we've done justice to skimming. Actually, we've done justice to the slowest reading speed, which is the study reading speed. We've done justice to the average reading speed for novels, and we've done justice to the fastest reading speed, which is skimming. Now let's talk about the last thing in this unit, which is scanning. Some people use skimming and scanning interchangeably. Why? Why do people use that? Why do people use that? We'll get that now, but I'm waiting for your answers to my last question. Okay, the purpose of reading. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right, I have a question for you guys. So let's see what you have here. Yes. Some people use okay. All right. Are you guys with me? All right. I can see that you are hot tonight. Yes, you're all correct. You're all correct. That is the correct thing. Some people use Some people interchange skimming and scanning. Why? This is not our position in this unit. We take scanning to mean screening the passage very rapidly to locate important information within a large chunk of reading material. Okay, I have a question and I want you guys to fill in the gap. Sorry that I'm asking you questions too much tonight. I really want to disturb you guys. Yes, I want to disturb you guys. So let's see the answer to that. Okay, Chidera says Kani. Chidera says Kani. Okay, okay. Wow, you guys are hot. See my brother dashing me money. You are not serious. You cannot send it to my account number straight. Thank you. Thank you. It's 1 million I want you to be sending. You are not supposed to be sending all this small money, I beg. You know yourself. All right, guys, let's move on. We take scanning to mean screening the passage very rapidly. Now, in such a reading activity, you search through the passage to locate the information. In scanning, the eyes are not necessarily moving from left to right like in the normal way you read. They may move from left and right, top to bottom, across the pages, northern to southern northern to southern part of the page to locate the specific information you are searching for. So no particular reading order when you are actually reading for what do we call it now? Sorry, when you're actually scanning, no specific order. So I think by now, if they should ask you anything in skimming and scanning, you understand the concept. The most important thing is understanding the concept. Like seriously, that is the most important thing. It's just what do I say now? You just need to know the basic concept. Like what do I say now? Skimming is this, scanning is this. So any question they are likely going to ask you on them, it's going to be very easy for you. You won't see it as anything big. So guys, I think by now we've done justice to skimming and scanning. But let's test ourselves. Let us test ourselves to see if we are truly good to go. I want you to answer the following questions. Whether they are skimming or scanning, just type the answer. You can add the number to it before you actually answer. Number one is there. What are you doing when you are locating dates in a bulletin? Are you skimming or scanning? They set questions from this part. That is where they set questions under skimming and scanning. So just answer number one, maybe skimming or scanning. Number two, maybe this or that. So we are in the classwork section now. I'm waiting for your answers. So when you are determining whether the article favors our political party or not, what kind of reading strategy will you use? Will you skim or you will scan? Will you skim or you will scan? Yes, I am waiting for you guys. Now we have question 3. The person that is saying B, there was no question that is B. I use 1, 2, 3 to label each question. So don't confuse my enemy. Question 3, what's the answer? Is this skimming or scanning? When you are locating names of lecturers in the department from the school prospectus, what are you doing? That is number 4. Sorry, I did put the number to that. That's number 4 to number 4. This will help you train your mind to understand skimming and scanning. Looking for the telephone and email number of the company. What are you doing? Are you scanning? This is an interactive section. You guys must respond. This will help you to fully understand if you are still entertaining any doubt on which one is skimming or which one is scanning. By the time you answer these questions correctly, you are 100% ready for questions on skimming and scanning. No matter how they twist them in the exam, you'll still be able to answer them. So, just answer skimming or scanning. Obtaining the overall reaction of the writer to the government's policy is what? And then the last one, I think that will be question number 8 or so. Yes, I've dropped cell. Probably, excuse me. So, yes, let's see the answers. Keep them coming in. Keep them coming in. So, I believe by now, guys, you guys fully understand what we call skimming and scanning. Skimming and scanning. And okay, so let's in conclusion, guys, to skimming and scanning are two related rapid reading activities. You should see them as interesting activities to be daily. You know what? You need to acquire lots of information daily. The series of exercises in this unit will prepare you for daily information gathering activities, especially for those of you in mass comm and generally for every one of us. So that will be all for now. That will be all for skimming and scanning, except we want to go into another thing. All right, let's look for another topic that's very important to us. So let's talk about reading and comprehending at varying speed levels. Now I want to talk about the different speed levels that we have. You understand? We've actually talked about a bit. We'll talk a bit about them under skimming and scanning, but this is another thing we want to talk about. Like, we want to look deeply into reading speed. And I would not lie to you, questions do come out a lot under reading speed. Guys, don't joke with all these topics we are treating. The material is no more than this. This material that is very huge, that is carrying you, that you are scared, you are saying, 247 pages, how will I do it? You see, we are almost done. That is how to read. Pick out the important things you need for your exam. Sit back and prepare. Oh, sorry, Abigail, for your network. I think the rest of them are having good network. Mr. Case, God bless you. God bless you. Now you they give me lunch now. Me I never shop since morning. I don't see wetin I go shop tonight. Thank you. Thank you, my brother, too, because I don't say thank you. But I was expecting you to drop 1 million naira for me. All right, so guys, let's talk about reading at the fastest speed. We need to read a bit now about this. After this topic or this unit tonight, we'll go straight to our quiz section, the exam portal. We'll try some questions from the question bank and see how far we have gone. In the last unit, we attempted the discussion of the 3 kinds of silent reading speed, all for different purposes. Can you still remember them? Of course. Can we list the 3 speed or the 3 reading speed we mentioned in the last section? I want you guys to help me with the 3 reading speeds we mentioned in the last section. What are they? What are the 3 reading speeds? Yes, I am waiting for you guys. The average reading speed, the study speed, and which you mentioned 2. You've mentioned average, you've mentioned study. Nobody is mentioning the 3rd one. Let's do a very fast work. Let's see if you guys remember. What do we use the average reading speed to do? Basically, what do we use the average reading speed to do? What is the work? We have three. We have the study speed, the average, and the fastest. Thank you, Peter Godjim. The slowest, which is the study speed. And if they ask you in the exam, the slowest reading speed is also known as dash. There was one question like that. I don't know if it's TMA, I've seen it before, or in the question bank. But there's a question like that that says the slowest study speed, the slowest reading speed is also known as dash. Thank you. Average reading speed for novels, for stories. Thank you. Okay. The slowest reading speed is also known as the study speed. Thank you. All right. So I think we've done that. That is enough. Let's go to what we are having in this next unit. So now we've mentioned them. If you cannot remember this, turn to unit 4. Don't worry, we remember them. Now in the last unit, I ended with a note that it is possible to skim and scan read a passage at the same time. Skimming and scanning are regarded as the fastest speed. Now guys, there is a very important thing to stress here. In this unit, this same material is referring to scanning as the fastest reading speed also. You understand? But the question that will need you to put scanning in the fastest reading speed also contains skimming. So if they say dash and dash are regarded as the fastest reading speed, your answer will definitely be skimming and scanning. But if they say dash is the fastest reading speed, I hope you know what to put there. What will be your answer? The one that say dash and dash are the fastest reading speed, what will be your answer to that one? And then the one that says dash is the fastest reading speed, how will you answer that? Let's start training ourselves on real questions now. Dash is the fastest reading speed. What's the answer? Answer those questions. These are things you prepare your mind with. Now, we want to be talking about some serious things under reading speed. This unit we are in right now is basically going to teach you about the reading speed that we have. So guys, open your mind. Let's learn something new. Enough of skimming and scanning. Skimming and scanning, fastest reading speed. According to Edward Fry, guys, this part of the material is very important. So please open your mind and be attentive. You need to know the percentages that we have for each reading speed. Well, according to the man called Edward Fry, a reader achieves 50% comprehension while skimming and scanning at more than 800 words per minute. Well, somebody will say, is that possible? How is that possible? Somebody that is reading up to, do you know how many seconds we have in 1 minute? Let's ask ourselves some questions. How many seconds do we have in 1 minute? Let's see if you guys know maths more. Because I know you'll be saying, we don't do maths in our department. Oh, we don't do maths in our department. Oh. In 60 seconds, imagine reading 800 words. Is that not looking crazy? In 60 seconds, you are able to read 800 words. Isn't that amazing? God will bless Mr. Case for me. The rest of you, did I offend you? You want to be my enemy? Dash me money, Biko. That means money to show up. Okay, thank you, Mr. Case, for your continued support. Now, in 60 seconds, someone reading 800 words, don't you think that is weird? But people truly read it. Well, people do that. But that is only possible when you are reading at the fastest reading speed, which is either skimming or scanning. So when you see your friend that you give a novel and you are expecting that at least 1 week he or she will finish it, the next day you return and say, take your book, I'm done. You'll be wondering, how do you read it? Like, you'll be wondering, what kind of person is this? This all reading speed is somehow the thing is the person that just came and scanned the book. But do you know that even when somebody skim and scan at that rate of reading, which is 800 words per minute, the person can still understand that book up to 50%. So when you are asking question on that book, the person will be able to answer you up to 50% accuracy when the person has read the book using skimming and scanning at 800 words or more per minute. That is what this place is talking about. You can skim and scan a book to the speed of 800 words per minute and still understand that book up to 50%. That is what we are saying. Hey, somebody said I should drop details. Hey, see, me, I don't used to reject this kind of question. No. You see that I stop what I was doing. If you say I should drop details, I will drop. Oh, because thank you. Nobody will hate money. So, guys, please give me 1 minute to drop my details. Somebody want my details. I love this kind of questions. If you like, laugh at me, Dora. I don't care. I love this kind of question. No? So let's see. When you read at 800 words per minute, you can still understand 50% of what you are reading. That is at the fastest reading speed. Now, this is possible. Sorry, this is possibly the fastest speed you can achieve in your academic activities. So somebody that can read like crazy, like you are so fast in reading, you are likely going to attain 800 words per minute. And that doesn't mean that you finish a book with that kind of speed and you not know that you not know anything in the book. You not be able to answer anything in the book. No, you will still have 50% understanding of that material. That is half understanding of the material. Well, let's continue. Since this unit is concerned with the reading and comprehension at varying speed level you will practice is a level that requires you to skim and scan at the same time. This is to be regarded as the fastest reading comprehension speed level. So this fastest reading speed of reading at 800 words per minute with 50% comprehension, according to Edward Fry, is a type of reading speed where you combine both skimming and scanning. Skimming, which is the one that just wants to get the general overview of the book, and scanning, which is looking for a specific information rapidly from the material. So what this place is only telling you is that when they ask you in exam, is it possible to skim and scan a book at the same time? Yes, it is possible. You can skim and scan a book simultaneously, and that is what we call the fastest reading comprehension speed. Now, let's practice it. Passages lumped. Okay, we can't really practice this now. We can't really practice this here. So, the practice is just for you to know it better. You can do that on your own when you get home after the exam. Not now. It's not time to be reading this now. So, these are passages to help you skim and scan and finish fast. These are just to train your reading speed, and then at the end you should be able to answer the questions under the comprehension. This kind of reading speed will help you in exam. If you know how to skim and scan very well, oh my goodness, this skill will help you in exam so much, because there are instances where you answer the question which you don't really know the answer. You understand? You don't really know the answer to that question, so you jumped it. So by the time you got to, sorry, somebody is complaining about the ads, let me just pause it. You are already dash money enough today, so let me pause ads for now. So, and what was I saying? You guys have made my brain to, okay. So when you meet a question that you don't know the answer and you jumped it, now there is a tendency of you meeting another question in the front that will contain the answer to the previous one. If you don't know how to skim and scan, you will not be able to use that skill very well of getting getting the answer to one question from another question. It requires skimming and scanning for you to be able to do that. So please train your mind. You are not just learning this to pass GST101. You are learning these skills to help you all through the remaining courses you'll be doing in exam and beyond exam. So Guys, let's go to another thing. Again, what do you notice as you practice this exercise? When I did it, I noticed that my eyes had to be moving back and forth. Well, all these ones are story. Just know that the fastest reading speed is skimming and scanning, and that is reading at 800 words per minute with 50% comprehension, according to the man called Edward Fry. You guys should clap for me small. I feel like somebody should clap for me now. So you guys should clap for me. Thank you. Biko. The ministry is moving. Thank you, Kenneth. Kenneth said the ministry is moving. Thank you, Jared. Thank you. All right, so let's go to reading at average speed, which is the second one. Now, reading at average speed. Now, what you are here to learn in this unit is not just knowing that skimming and scanning is the fastest reading speed, but how many words per minute we count for skimming and scanning, and what percentage of understanding will be there. That is what we are here to do. We've understood that of skimming and scanning, 50%, 800 words per minute. Now, what of average speed? What percentage of understanding will you get, and how many words per minute are you likely going to read when you are using the average speed, which is the speed you use in reading novels? Now, this is the second reading speed that we will practice in this unit. Average speed is to be used to read novels, easy textbooks, well laid out articles, and materials that are presented using simple sentences. Okay, I have a very short question for us to do as a classwork, just to refresh our brain. We want to know if you're actually following. All right, so let's move on. We now want to talk about the average speed, which is one you use for reading easy to understand textbooks, novels, stories, easy materials, and articles. Now, for you to read at an average speed, you must be reading 250 to 500 words per minute, and your comprehension rate must be 70% comprehension. Guys, let's match these things together. The first one says reading at the fastest speed, which is 800 words per minute for 50% understanding. The second one is talking about 250 to 500 words per minute at 70% understanding. That's wonderful. It means when you are using the average speed to read, like you are reading a novel, for instance, you should be able to cover up to 250, at least up to 250 words in a minute. So let's do a calculation. Those of you that are in the science department, help me do this calculation very speedily. If I want to read a book of 10,000 pages, and it's a novel, a storybook, and it is 10,000 pages, and I'm reading at 250 words per minute, how many minutes will I use to finish the story, to complete or to story? How many minutes will it take me if I'm using 250 words per minute to read a material of 10,000 pages? No, 10,000 words, not pages. Material is containing a total of 10,000 word count. I'm using 250 words per minute. How many minutes will I use to read it? Thank you. So, which means if you open a book of 10,000 words count, which would be around 50 pages or so, and you're reading at 250 to 500 words per minute, you will finish that book in less than 1 hour. That will look crazy when people look at you and say, what? Is that possible? That people are saying 40 minutes. I didn't calculate it. You guys are saying 40. I don't know, but you know. So, reading speed. Just add the label. Average reading speed, 50 to 500 words per minute, 70% understanding. You need to know that. It's very. These are things you are likely going to meet. Now, if you are reading at 300 words per minute with 30 to 40% comprehension, you are not reading with adequate comprehension rate. Now, they are trying to say that you will be a good reader. A good reader will read a book, a novel, at 250 to 500 words per minute and still have 70% understanding of the book. So if a reader is reading a book with 300 words per minute and the person is only able to understand the book up to 30 to 40% understanding, that person is not a good reader. That is what they are trying to say. So if your question in the exam asks you that a, a poor reader with reading at 300 words per minute, or no, that is not the right way to phrase that question. But if a reader is reading at 30 to 40% comprehension rate and 300 words per minute, what kind of a reader is that person? Yes, let's answer it. Let's answer it. What kind of a reader is that? I want you guys to answer that question. So we've matched about 3 different reading counts now. 800 words per minute, 50% understanding, fastest reading speed. 250 to 500 words per minute, 70% comprehension, average reading speed for a good reader. 300 words per minute, 30 to 40% comprehension, average reading speed, a poor reader. Don't forget them. They're very important things you should put in your mind. Now, reading speed and comprehension rate are related. Reading speed and comprehension rate are related. You do not say you are reading. It is only when you read fast and comprehend very highly that you can be said to be an efficient reader. Reading with no comprehension is no reading. I have 2 questions to ask us. The first one is here, and everybody online should answer it. Consider this as question 10 in your exam. So that question 10 in your exam says, dash and comprehension rate are related. What and what? Sorry, what and comprehension rate are related? That is question 10. Then your question 17. Don't mind me. We are just joking. Don't go and write it down and say you are expecting it in question 10. So put it low. You are joking with yourself. So I'm expecting your answers to that before I drop the second one. Okay, so many people are saying reading speed, reading speed, reading speed. Is it really reading speed? Is the answer really reading speed? Well, that is awesome. You guys are following. The last question in this place is there in your chat box. Answer the second question. Reading with no dash is no reading. What's the answer? So now we have done the fastest reading speed, skimming and scanning, and we have also done the average reading speed, which is the speed for reading soft textbooks, novels, simple articles, and the rest of them. It remains one reading speed to talk about here. Now, there are some important figures you should not forget in this unit. One of them is 800 words per minute for 50% comprehension, the fastest reading speed. The other one is 250 to 500 words per minute at 70% comprehension, the reading speed for a good reader. And the one of 300 words per minute at 30 to 40% comprehension rate, which is the one for average speed for a poor reader. In this unit, you've understood that one can combine both skimming and scanning together in one reading activity, and we will call that the fastest reading speed. A person can also read at the average speed. Now, guys, I think having done this, we're likely done with the part 1 of reading at varying speed, and we are done with that module. The module 3 is now talking about reading and comprehension at varying speed levels, reading for vocabulary development, reading for vocabulary development 2. Then, guys, is today Friday or Thursday? I mean today. I'm not talking of tomorrow that I want to enter very soon. Today, is it Friday or Thursday, please? I want to know. I want to check something so that we know how we schedule ourselves. This is Thursday. Thank you. All right. If uh it means that we still have tomorrow, fine, and we still have Saturday. So tomorrow, guys, you guys should prepare. We will take the whole module three. We will exhaust it. Everything that is needed for exam in module three, we will treat it. Please tell your friends. Those of them that are not attending, they are not. You are this open university is not easy to read alone. But when you see avenue like this, it helps you. It helps you well. It helps you to understand when somebody made a joke about a question, you remember that in the exam that, oh, that was the question, Mr. Case was saying this, and Sam Data said that no, it's not like this, it's not okay. So this kind of thing help you. So guys, we should be prepared for module 3 tomorrow, but on Saturday we will do also, we are going to hold this section in the afternoon, and I will need you guys to be prepared because that Saturday we have a lot of things to do. So we'll try to do it in the afternoon so that you will be able to cover everything we want to do without stressing you guys into night or midnight. And tonight, you've learned a lot. You first of all learned about the reading uh, styles we have based on the purpose of reading, where we say you can skim, which is the fastest reading speed, you can read at average speed, and you can read at the study speed, which is the slowest. And we've talked about reading at varying speed, where we talked about the combination of skimming and scanning in one reading activity, which we call the fastest reading speed, which we require, sorry, which uh, for a reader to attain that level, the reader must be reading at 800 words per minute at 50% comprehension. That is 50% understanding of what you are reading. Then we've mentioned what do we call it? The average reading speed in two categories. The first category is reading at 250 to 500 words per minute at 70% comprehension rate. And the second one is that is for a good reader. The second category is the poor reader, which is 300 words per minute with 30 to 40% comprehension, which is understanding. And I think we've also talked about the differences or the difference between skimming and scanning, what each of them means. And I believe you guys will get your A1. I want to see A1 flying on Tuesday, guys. Let's make it happen. You guys can do it. So, the course title is GST101. We have GST103 on Sunday. And I want to suggest we hold a prayer section on Zoom, maybe on Sunday, to prepare ourselves for the exam. We have been preparing with God. It's time. Sorry, we have been preparing our intelligence. We also need to prepare with God because it's God that will help us. So, permit me to quote a Bible passage. There's a part of the Bible, I think, in Proverbs that said that men prepare the horse for the battle, but victory is from God. Victory is from God. So, what we are doing now is we are preparing the horse for the battle. So we also need to employ the God that will give the victory. So guys, I'm going to organize a meeting on Sunday. It's going to be a prayer meeting section for our exam that God should help us. We have been, in fact, even the Bible have already said, if you played your part, like, have you seen a man that is diligent in his business? You guys have been diligent, studying very well, and I believe God will put his blessings on what you are reading. So, having done this, guys, we are not going to hold any quiz section tonight. I'm sorry. We started late, and I think I don't want to stress you guys beyond this. And thank God that most of you have access to the mock exam too. The exam portal. So most of you in the group, you have access to it. Those of you that don't have access yet, message me privately, please. Message me privately. Let me create your access. I know I've been calling it 1,000 naira per course. I would now do it for you guys 500 naira per course because I want everybody to benefit. Those questions are really going to help you. Like seriously, you have about 500, 1,000 questions in each of those courses. So the more you practice, different questions you'll be seeing, and they touch almost every part of your material. So if you are doing them alone, and when you see one you don't understand, you go to the material to check for it. That is another way to read. The best way to read for exam is using TMA, but because of the nature and structure of TMA, you guys are always scared. So that avenue, that exam portal, is another way to prepare for the exam back to back. Don't joke with it, guys. So if you don't have access, let me drop my phone number as the last thing we do tonight. Message me on WhatsApp. Just tell me you are from the marathon class, you need access to your courses. This one is not only GST101 that is there, all courses we have in none, we have them available. You just come with your money, drop your course list, drop your matric number if you want. If you don't want to use your matric number as your login, drop anything you want to use, and I will create your login, and you start practicing for your exams. By God's grace, you all pass. Have a wonderful night, guys. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you, Mr. Case, again. And those of you that collected my account number for fun, no, don't let me talk. Oh. Don't let me talk, I beg. And the rest of you too, thank you all for joining. This is always interesting because you guys are attending. If nobody attend, no interest. Good night.